Hello everyone, my name is Vishal and in today's session we'll cover CorelDRAW from basic level to intermediate level. I'm having more than 10 years of experience into CorelDRAW training. So before we begin, we will understand the role of CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW is a vector-based illustration application or tool which is progressive in page layouting and photo editing as well. So in the upcoming session, we'll cover all of it.
So as you can see, the left click, which is showing over here, is for creating shape or fill color. For example, I want to create any shape over here. So on the left side, we have toolbox. Can you see this vertical box toolbox over here? So this is called toolbox. For creating any shape over here, we can just click with the help of left click. We can click over here and we can define the shape. For example, I want to click a rectangle over here. I will select the rectangle and with the help of left click, I will define what dimension, what shape I want of it. For example, after this, it is a rectangle. I want a specific size. So you can alter the size from here also. So currently it is 3.5 inches by 1.6 inches. And let's say you want a precise size over here. So you can put a value over here, maybe 5 inch wide, and you want 2.5 inches. Yeah, 5 and 2.5. Now, the size of this rectangle is as per I have mentioned over here, right? You can, at any point of time, you can easily scale it. You can drag it like this, or you can drag like this, or you can do it vertically also to make it globally small and big. Now, if you want to create any perfect shape, for example, you want to create a square over here. So we only have a rectangle tool. We don't have a square tool over here. So for creating any perfect shape, maybe perfect circle. So in that case, we use control. So I'm using the same rectangle tool over here. Shortkey for this is F6. When I click a rectangle tool, and now if I press and hold control, now I'm pressing control key, it will only create square. Can you see? The moment I release my control, now I can create a rectangle. For square, I have to press and hold control. Now it will only create a square shape. Fine. So this is one way of creating objects, creating shapes over here. Same thing applies for other shape. If I take an ellipse tool, if I don't press any key, you can create an ellipse of any size. If you want a circle, then you have to press control. With the help of control, it will only create circle. Now, if you want to apply a fill into the shape, so you have to just click a left click on the color palette over here. On the extreme right, you will find a color palette. For example, I want to fill this shape. So just click with left click, the shape will get filled. Whenever you create any shape, by default, it comes with black outline. Can you see when you zoom? I'm zooming it with the help of scroll button over here. Zoom in, zoom out with the help of scroll button. So now, as you can see, it is filled with black outline. If you want any other color outline, you can simply give a right click on that color. I'm giving a right click on the cyan color. Fine. Now the outline color gets replaced with black to blue. Very easily, you can increase or decrease the thickness of outline from here. How much thickness you want, you can define accordingly. So right click is for outline, left click is to fill shape, scroll is to zoom and zoom out. If you don't want outline, or maybe if you don't want any color, so we have a dedicated option of we have a dedicated button over here which says no. No means either it will remove the fill or outline. If I press left click over here, so it will remove the fill. Can you see? The fill color is removed now. It is empty now. If I don't want the outline over here, so I can simply give a right click on this, no fill, it will remove the outline. So it is up to you, you want outline or not. At any point of time, you can enable or disable the outline and you can adjust the thickness from here. I hope it is clear till now.
Yeah.
Moving ahead. So if you have noticed, the interface of my CorelDRAW is a little bit different. You will find few extra keys over here The theme is also dark. So as per your convenience, you can customize your CorelDRAW. So whatever tool you use very frequently, you can put it as a button over here. I don't prefer shortkeys. I prefer buttons over here. So how can you add buttons, or how can you add your own shortkeys? So for that, what you can do is you can just click on the options over here and go to customization. Inside the customization, in the very first menu appearance, you can define you want light, medium, or dark. So if I click on the light, I think by default it comes like this, if I'm not wrong. So I work a lot on CorelDRAW, so I prefer dark theme, whether it is CorelDRAW or any other application. And now I was telling you about those buttons over here. So whatever option you use very frequently, it is always advisable to make a button over here, because you have very much you have too much space over here. So it is, you can utilize that space. Like can you see over here, I made a button for previous page, next page. If I want to go to previous page, either I'll click over here, or I'll use a shortcut paste down, or I can click on the small button over here. It will take me to the previous page. Have a look. Yeah. So previous page, next page. So I can very easily go from here. I can also go from here also. I can directly click on the page number. And it also supports multiple screen. If you want any palette or any option on other screen, you can simple drag and put it on the next screen. So you can take advantage of multiple screen in this. Moving ahead, now we're going to cover some of the toolbox over here. So as I've already told you, how can you create shapes over here? We have a very limited shapes in CorelDRAW, because if you want, CorelDRAW is a vector-based application. So any illustration, any kind of illustration, either it is CAD based, maybe textile design based, or it can be any other segment based. So you only get these few shapes over here. So with the help of these shapes, these basic shapes only, you have to form something. For example, if I take a polygon, right? So whenever you create a polygon, it comes with 5 sides. So you can very easily increase or decrease the number of sides. So by default, it comes with 5 sides over here, as you can see. Okay, like in any other application, we have menu bar. This is called standard bar, and this is called property bar. Now this property bar is really very important, because it gets changed as per the tool. If I change the tool over here, you will notice that property bar gets changed, but the main menu and the standard bar remains the same. So if you want to be expert in CorelDRAW, or maybe in any other application, this menu property bar will get changed with the tool is really very important. So when I come to polygon, I want to increase the sides. So I can increase the sides from here. Can you see when I'm increasing the side from 5 to 7, it is changing my shape over here. So if I want to create this shape, it will not come by default. With the help of polygon tool, I can create it. Fine. Now you will find those nodes over here. Can you see those dots over here, which is joining the line? These are called nodes over here. So we can very easily alter the nodes and get any other shape. Like for example, I take a rectangle. I want to make corners round. So in that case, I will go to shape tool. This shape tool is really very important tool. This is basically either to modify your shape, or you can make the corners round. So I take a shape tool. Now we have 4 nodes over here. So when I move any particular node, it will make the corners round over here. Can you see? If you don't want to make all the corners round, what you can do is just click on any one particular node. Let me just quickly fill it with any color. Yeah. So now what I can do is I'll go to shape tool, and I want to just make this corner round. So click, and then you can make the corner round in such a way. How much roundness you want to apply, you can directly apply value from here also in the property bar. Let's say you want 5 inches cornering, right? So you can precisely put the value over here. 0.5 I want, right? And the best part of this property bar is that whatever calculation you want to make, you can directly make it over here. For example, I just want 1/3 of this 0.5, right? So no need to make a separate calculation in your calculator and then apply the value. What you can do is you can directly apply divide by 3 and hit enter. So it will make all the calculation over here. If I make a rectangle and I want to increase the width thrice of it, so what I'll do, I will simple apply the calculation over here. Currently it is 2.153. I will just apply multiply by 3 and by default it will make the calculation over here. So the entire property bar supports calculation. You can directly do the calculation over here only. Okay, moving ahead to the shape tool. So either you can make the corners round. Let's say you want to make 2 corners round. So in that case, shape tool. Now you can select 2 nodes. This and I want to select this as well. Can you see? The moment I click on this, it becomes black over here. It becomes filled with black color. That means this particular node is selected. Now in the same manner, I'm using my shift key and I click on this. Now both the nodes get selected. Now on a single click, I can make the corners round. This will only make these 2 corners round, right? So you can define how much you want to apply the roundness over here. Okay. Now, this is one point of shape tool. As I've mentioned, it plays a very, very important role. So once let's say, for example, you don't want to make the corners round, you want to deform this rectangle to any other shape. So in that case, you have to first convert this into curve. Now I'll tell you what is the importance of converting into curve. I'm converting with the help of Control plus Q. I request you all, if you please note it down the shortkeys if it is possible for you. So convert to curve. Now, if I go to shape tool, you can see nodes over here. Without converting to, let me just create a rectangle over here. And this one I have not converted into curve. So if you go to shape tool, it still has 4 nodes. Fine. But I cannot create any manual node over here. But after converting it to curve, I can manually add node anywhere and I can modify the shape. For example, I can just click over here. And as you can see, now I have an extra node over here. And I can very easily alter the node. Earlier it was rectangle, but now I have deformed the shape. I can make this corner round. I can select this node and I can manipulate the handles like this. This is only possible after converting the shape into curve. If I want to make the same kind of changes over here, so without converting it to curve, I cannot do anything. I can only make the corners round in this. If I want to alter the shape, I have to first convert this into curve, right click, convert to curve. And now very easily with the help of my shape tool, I can add the nodes and I can make whatever change I want. If you double click on this, it will remove the node. For example, you make some changes over here. Fine. And later you want that I don't want this change to be happen. So you can just simple double click and remove the node. Double click to add and again double click on the node to remove it. You can select it manually like this and then also you can press delete key to remove the nodes. So basically whatever shape you get, it is formation of line with the connecting nodes. Right? These are nodes which is being connected with the help of line. If I take any other shape, for example, I have an ellipse. Now with the help of convert to curve, I can very easily manipulate the shape. I can select the ellipse. Just remove this. Let me apply any color to it. Yeah. So I have converted this into curve. I am now converting. Once it is converted, I can very easily select the nodes. I can even break the handles. Can you see? So there is the option of cusp over here. So after being cusp, I can break the handles like this. If you not apply cusp, what will happen? Have a look. Now I have not applied cusp to this. So what will happen if I make the changes to one side of handle? It is affecting the other side also, because both the handles are connected over here. Fine. If you want to make interval changes, you have to select it. You have to convert this into curve, and then very easily you can make the changes. So we have started with ellipse, and with the ellipse only we get this shape. So it is completely your creativity. How can you imagine things and you can form things over here? So this is not the only way of creating things in CorelDRAW. So for example, I have a ellipse over here, and now I'm creating one more ellipse. So what you can do, either you can use Control C, Control V to create a copy of it. So right now I'm having two ellipses because I've used Control C and Control V. What else you can do is you can just move it with the help of right click. And when you release the shape, it will ask you, you want to move this shape or you want a copy over here. So if you want to copy, you can simply click on copy over here. It will create a copy over here. And now I will put this somewhere over here. Now, can you see this shape over here? This shape I'm talking about, this part, which is looking like a moon shape, right? Now, let's say you want this shape. So you can very easily get this shape with the help of Smart Fill. So we have a Smart Fill option over here. Just select the Smart Fill, and wherever you will click, you will get that shape. Can you see? Just click and you got this shape. Otherwise, by default, we don't have such kind of shapes. So you have to imagine, and this Smart Fill is really very helpful. If I want any other shape, for example, I want this center part of it. So very easily I can go to shape to Smart Fill and I can click on it so that I can get this shape. Right. And once you receive the shape, you can very easily you can manipulate it. At any point of time, you can still manipulate, you can change the color of it, you can resize it. Whatever you want to do, you can still do it. Okay, the very first click is to select your object. Second click is to rotate your object. Can you see? Now I can rotate the object. You can also skew the object. So as you can see in the center, there is a skew option. Fine. So first click is to select something. Second click is to rotate or skew. And whenever you create any shape, for example, I'm using my freehand over here. I create something, right? I create something over here with the help of freehand, and now I have fill color. So there's a condition over here to fill color. Your object should be close. If your object is not close, for example, I'm creating some other shape. This time the object is not close over here. Can you see? So if I'll apply fill over here, nothing will happen. Let me just give a left click on the color. Can you see? Nothing is happening because the shape is not close over here. So if I use my shape tool and close it, now the moment it get close, it will get filled with the color. So whenever you are facing a challenge that you're not able to fill color, that means that shape is not close. Right. Now, with the help of Smart Fill, what you can do is, if you have something which is not close, still you can fill the color. I'll show you how. Now I'm taking a fill freehand again. Now can you see? I've created this with 4 different lines. Let me just change the outline color. These are 4 different vector objects. If I want to apply color in the center part of it, I can only do it with the help of smart fill. Without smart fill, you cannot fill color inside this. And once the color is filled, you can put it out, and again you can make changes according to your requirement. Just go to shape tool and you can modify the shape. If you want to add node, just double click, make changes, whatever you prefer. Okay, so what we have done over here, as I was telling you, you only have basic shapes over here. Now, whatever you have to create, you have to create with those basic shapes. So I took a polygon tool over here and I have increased the side. Right now, as you can see, it is showing 10 sides. With the help of shape tool, I can simple move any single node over here. Can you see? Whatever changes I'm making in single node, it will replicate the same changes to other nodes also. So now what I'll do is I will add one node. I will add one node over here. Double click to add node and see what will happen. Again, I'm adding a node over here. On every click, I can make some new design, new pattern. Fine. So this can be easily done with the help of polygon tool. For example, right now I have filled with a uniform color. I don't want outline, so I'm going to remove the outline from this. And I want in the center, it should be red. And on the outer part, it should be orange or maybe any other color. So for that, I have to use fountain fill. So we have option of interactive fill over here. When I click on this option, you will find multiple interactive fill options over here. The very first is uniform fill, which is already filled over here with the orange sheet. If I go to fountain fill, now as you can see, it has filled the same shape with orange and white. Right. Now in this also we have multiple other variants. You want linear fountain fill, you want elliptical fountain fill, you want conical. If I go to elliptical, can you see? Now with the help of this, what I can do is in the center I can put any other color. Just click on it. I can change the color of the center part, and on the outer part I can just click on the outer color and I can change the color of it. Maybe green this time. Now after this, I can very easily define how much red and how much green I want to apply on it. If you want to add any other color, you can do that as well. Now, can you see? This is not a uniform. This is a fountain fill. So in the same manner, you have other fills also over here. You have vector patterns. You can select the vector patterns from here. You can very easily resize the patterns. You have texture fills. So these things you have to explore of your own. So very easily you can apply fill at any point of time. If you want outline, just give a right click on the color, and now after having an outline, you can define how much thickness you want in your outline. Just define that value. Okay, so now I think you know how to apply fill, how to apply outline color, and how to create basic shapes, and how can you modify the shapes. So few things you have to explore of your own, like how to create shapes and how can you modify it. So like there's a star tool over here, so you can directly create a star. And once you have created the star, you can define what should be the number of sides, which kind of star you want to create. You can define that as well from here. And once the star is formed, at any point of time, you can modify modify the shape with the help of shape tool. Now, once the object is converted into curve, you can manually modify individual nodes also. Now it is not having the property of star. It is a normal shape now, vector shape. And now very easily you can select the nodes. Either you can select the multiple nodes or single nodes, up to you, and you can make changes to it. So as I've mentioned in the beginning, from the basic shape only you have to create shapes. You have to create a required shapes. Okay. So we have a text tool over here. In text also we have two types of text in CorelDRAW. Let me tell you what is the difference. So when you click on the text tool, you click and start typing. So this is called artistic text. Now with the help of this artistic text, I can very easily change the font from here. You can very easily increase the size from here. So all the basic formatting, you can do it from the property bar. Either you want to make it bold, underline, you want to put it center line, whatever you want to do. Fine. If you want to make any changes in the spacing, you can very easily do it with the help of shape tool. Can you see? If you want to make changes to any particular letter, you can do that as well. And the other option of text is paragraph text. What it does, whenever you create a paragraph text, now for single lines we use artistic text, and for multiple lines we use paragraph text. So for example, if I put something inside this, okay, so what I've done is I've put a text, dummy text over here in the shape, and now I resize the shape. Now can you see, the moment I resize, outline of this rectangle becomes red over here. Have you noticed this? So what it means, that means that this particular shape is not carrying the entire text. Some text is missing in it. The moment I increase the size of it, fine, and when entire text come inside the shape, that means it becomes back to black. That means all the text is available now in this box, paragraph box. Now if I resize and again make the shape small, and now I create one more shape over here. I'm making this as a text frame. Fine. So I've made this shape as a text frame. Now what I'm going to do is, whatever text is missing in this, I can float that text into the other shape or other paragraph. So what I need to do for that, I have to just click on this small triangle over here. And I have to click on the other shape where I want to float it. So now whatever text was missing over here is now floated to other shape. And very easily, if I want to make any changes in it, you can very easily do it with the help of text tool. What you need to do is, for example, you want to make this bold, select this. You can make it bold. If you want to increase or decrease the spacing of the line, in that case, I will strongly recommend you to come to property bar over here. So what is the advantage of property bar? Whatever is selected, I repeat, जो भी आपका shape या option selected है, उससे related सारी properties you will find in the property bar. ये beginners के लिए बहुत सही चीज है, because beginners बहुत बार क्या होता है, options जानते हैं कि होता है, but उनको पता नहीं है वो option मिलेगा कहाँ, कौन किस menu में मिलेगा, कौन सा tool box के अंदर मिलेगा. They find it very hard to find that particular tool. So it is very easy to just enable the property bar over here. This is called dockers. In the dockers, enable the property bar. जो option आपका available है, उससे related सारी चीज you will get in a single window, which is called property bar over here. So I have used the paragraph text over here. So paragraph text से related जो भी जब चीज मेरे को चाहिए, I can get it over here in single window over here. If I increase the value, so can you see it is increasing the space between the line. And now if I select any other thing, let's say I am selecting, what I've done is I've increased this value over here. That is the reason it is showing the gap over here. The moment I select any other thing, now as per the shape, the property bar gets changed. अब जो इस स्टार के अंदर होना पॉसिबल है, वो सारे ऑप्शन आपके पास प्रॉपर्टी बार के अंदर आते हैं. So somebody is new, I strongly recommend to use property bar. Okay, moving ahead. And one more good example of artistic media is whenever you type, let's say I type something with the help of fine, I type something over here. Now this is not a paragraph text, this is an artistic text. Now why I'm using artistic, let me just show you. For example, if I change the font over here, now can you see I have changed the font? Now I want this vector, or maybe let's say this CorelDRAW in different style. So what I need to do is I have to just select this CorelDRAW, and you will find a small triangle over here. Can you see the small triangle just showing you under over here? Just click on the small triangle, and whatever possible styles which this particular font Gabriela support, it will, without changing the font, it will apply a different style. Now most of the time what happen, I've seen those who create wedding cards, or maybe they create multiple banners, तो उनके पास fonts का हमेशा shortage रहता ही है. तो छोटे मोटे changes के लिए they start finding different fonts. But यहाँ पे with a single font you are getting multiple style. Have a look. I've selected this style. अभी भी font Gabriela ही है, but this time I'm having a different style. Let me change to any other style. Have a look. Can you see? So छोटे मोटे subtle changes के लिए no need to change the entire font. With the same font you can get a different style. And this is again is an open type support. So अभी because इस feature को, let me clear this over to you that this is not a feature of CorelDRAW. It is a font feature. जब आपका font support करेगा ये open type support, तभी आपको ये styles available होंगे. अभी as you can see Gabriela से आपको same Gabriela font से आपको इतने styles मिल रहे हैं. अगर मैं कोई और font लेता हूँ, if I take let's say any other font, I'm using Arial, right? अब Arial से see what will happen. Let me select this Arial. अभी Arial से I'm not getting all that. मेरे को styles मिल रही हैं, but can you see इसके अंदर कम मिल रही हैं as compared to Gabriela, because Arial maybe उतनी style supports नहीं करता. So this is font feature, not CorelDRAW feature. Because now after version X6 के बाद से it is supporting the open type features. That is the reason you can see the styles over here. Okay. So what you need to do is just select that particular word, and if you're getting this triangle over here, that means कि वो font select support करता है वो feature, and when you click you will see this number of styles. So same font say you can get multiple styles. अभी भी यहाँ पे if I select this, let me just select this. अभी भी इसका font जो है वो Gabriela ही है, सिर्फ style change हुआ है. I hope I am able to make this point clear till now. So font is also clear. Moving ahead. Okay, so we have some of the other tools over here which plays a very important role. So the very first is this is just to apply a drop shadow. Just quickly show it to you without wasting time. If you want to apply a drop shadow over here, can you see? Very easily you can apply a drop shadow. You can define which color drop shadow you want. Just click on the color, or you can simply drag the color on it. You can define how much and where you want to apply. So this is not a very big thing, but if I go to blend tool, now what blend tool does, let me take two shapes. One is ellipse, other is rectangle. Moving this. So what will happen? Have a look. I've taken two shapes over here. With the help of blend tool, it will blend the shape and the color of it. So without wasting time, I am very quickly going to apply the blend option. So I need to go to blend tool, and now from this shape to this shape, I can blend it. Select the shape. Now have a look. With the help of blend tool, I have very easily blend this two shapes over here. If I increase the gap between them, so whenever you apply a blend, it will create 20 in betweens. Can you see? So if you want lesser in between, so from here within the property bar, you can very easily reduce the in betweens. So right now, let's say I just want 5 in betweens. So the moment I select the blend and I reduce the numbers, see what will happen to 5. So it has blend the shape from ellipse to rectangle, and you can see the in-betweens of it. Now, if I apply a color to it, let's say I'm applying cyan to this and maybe orange to this. So it will not only blend the shape, it is also blending the color, right? And now if you want to break this blend tool, what is happening, wherever I'll put this, because the blend is interact, it will maintain that interaction. If I change the shape over here, can you see? Because the blend is applied, it is blending two shapes and two colors. If I change the color of it, you will see how it is blending the color and the shape. At any point of time, you want to break this blend option. So what you can do is select the blend, and there's the option of break blend apart. Once you apply break blend, now you can easily select the individual shape. Fine, can you see? You can still ungroup this and you can modify them individually also. Select this, move it apart. You can change color of it. If you don't want the outline, remove the outline from it. You can select this also. So this is also very handy if you want to blend multiple things. So this not only work on shapes and color, it is also work on freehand. For example, if I take a freehand tool over here and I'm making a dome of a maybe any temple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. I can very easily modify the nodes over here, and now I'm creating a copy of it. So Control C, Control V. I will flip it. You can flip it from here, and now I am putting it over here. Fine. You can use your arrow keys to move the shapes. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this shape. So very easily I can use the blend tool and have a look what will happen. So it has blend the shape now. I can very easily increase the numbers. I can very easily change the color. So if I select this line, if I change the outline color, can you see it has blend the shape, it has blend the color as well. Still I can add the nodes. I can make the change. Can you see? So because the blend is applied over here, whatever changes you will make, it will apply to the entire blend. So there are many things you can form with the help of this. I can show you one example. I'll show you one example very soon, what we can do with the help of blend tool. So to blend shape, color, whatever we want to do, you can easily do it for the help of this. Let me show you one more example of it. Okay. So can you see? Very easily you can create such kind of things. And because it is interactive, at any point of time, you can select the node and you can make the changes to it. I hope I'm able to clear this point as well. If you think that you can get a better effect with multiple in-betweens, so you increase the in-betweens. So very easily you can increase and decrease it. It will work on the strokes and the shape as well. Okay. So like I was telling you, how can you create basic shapes? You know how to create ellipse and circle now. But if you want to create a semicircle, so we don't have any tool over here for semicircle. Can you see? So in that case, you need to come to the property bar. Inside the property bar, you will see the very first option is arc, then pi, and the third is, sorry, the very first is ellipse, then pi, and then arc. So if you want a semicircle, just click on the second option which says pi, and now you can define the angle from 0 to let's say 180 to get the semicircle. We can achieve the same thing with the other trick as well. But of course, if you want a precise semicircle, you can use this. If you want to know the other option also, so I'll get you how can you achieve the same thing with other trick. It is up to you, whichever suits, you can go for that. So what I'm going to do is I have taken a two shapes now, right? So one is a circle and other is rectangle. Now if I select both the shapes together, when I select both the shapes together, you will find couple of tools over here in the property bar. As I've mentioned, जो भी चीज selected है, उस selection के behalf पे जो चीज available है, either you will find in the property bar or you will find in the property bar over here or in the dockers. So the very first option is weld. If you want to weld two shapes, you can trim the shape. You can make the shape intersect. You can do back minus front or front minus back. You have a couple of options over here. So let me just try with intersect. So what will happen? Whatever is intersect, I can get that shape, right? If I want back minus front, so can you see? I got the same semicircle with back minus front also. Now it is completely up to you from which trick you want this shape. Now, for example, you want a complex shape, something like this. Something like this. You want this outer line of it, right? So what you can do is select this and use weld option over here. Now what will happen if you weld it? Can you see? You will get the outline of it. But there is one drawback of weld. It has removed the original entity of the shape. Fine, now it is not two semicircles. It is a different shape now. So if you just want to outline, I would strongly recommend use the last option which says create boundary. So let me add one more object to it. Let me make it a little more complex. Yeah. And now I am going to put it somewhere over here. and now I want a boundary of this shape. And I've got 3 shapes now. So select them together, and when you click on the create boundary, it will provide you the boundaries separately. Have a look. Without distorting the original shape. I still have the original shape over here. I can select them, I can apply color to it. But if you just want a boundary, use the create boundary option over here. And at any point of time, you can select the shape and you can modify it with the help of shape tool. You want to bring this closer. So you can manually do it, or you have another way of doing it, which I'm going to cover a little later. Fine. So that completely depends on the artist कि किस method से what he want to achieve. Okay, moving ahead. I was telling you about how to create those buttons over here, right? So what you can do is, for example, customization, commands. So inside the commands over here, I repeat, in the settings, there is option of the shortcut for this is Control J. Now inside this you will find customization. Inside customization, you can appearance you can change from here. You can change the theme. If you want to add any button or you want to add any shortcut. So for buttons, what you can do is you can come to commands. जो भी टूल्स आप बहुत फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज करते हो और जो कि ऊपर आपके प्रॉपर्टी बार में या मेन मेन्यू में नहीं आ रहा है, राइट, आप उसको सिर्फ यहाँ पे सर्च कर सकते हैं. देयर आर मेनी फंक्शंस जो आपको यहाँ नहीं ऊपर मिलने वाले आपको, राइट. जैसे कि लेट मी शो यू पर्सपेक्टिव. ये ड्रॉ इन पर्सपेक्टिव जो है ना, ये काफी अंदर है. आई विल शो यू वेयर यू कैन फाइंड इट. तो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज ड्रॉ इन पर्सपेक्टिव को आई एम पुटिंग इट ओवर हियर. इट विल रिमेन परमानेंट ओवर हियर. जस्ट क्लिक ओके. अब वो बटन यहाँ पे हमेशा अवेलेबल रहेगा जब भी मेरे को जरूरत है. अदरवाइज मुझे इसी फीचर के लिए क्या करना पड़ता, आई नीड टू गो टू लेआउट, सॉरी आई नीड टू गो टू ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर यू विल फाइंड पर्सपेक्टिव के अंदर यू विल फाइंड दिस फीचर ड्रॉ इन पर्सपेक्टिव. कैन यू सी? अब अगर आई एम गोइंग टू यूज दिस फीचर अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन, या तो आई एम गोइंग टू यूज शॉर्ट की, अदरवाइज आई विल पुट इट परमानेंट ओवर हियर एज अ बटन. I don't prefer shortcut. That is the reason I'm putting it over here. But somebody like you, if you are comfortable with shortkeys, so you can put shortkeys also. For that, what you can do is just click on the customization, to the commands. Now inside the commands, you will find shortkeys. Fine. Now select the command over here. जिसका भी आपको shortkey चाहिए. जैसे for example, you want a shortkey of this feature. Fine. So what you have to do is you have to just assign the shortkey. Fine. Assign the shortkey. अगर उसकी कोई shortkey होगी तो it will show you over here. So these are the shortkeys over here. Now when you will apply for learning purpose, if you want, you can export it over here, and you can very easily find it from the Google as well. The point is, whatever tool you will select, just assign the shortkey and click on OK. It will provide the shortkey to that particular option. If that shortkey is already assigned to some other option, it will give you a warning over here. Okay, moving ahead now. So I hope till now we know how to create shape, how to apply fill, how to apply outline, how can you resize the shape, and how can you deform the shape. Okay, the very first tool in the toolbox is called pick tool. But this tool is for selecting your object. See, whatever changes you are going to make, it is very important to first select it properly. So as you can see, On a click, we can select the shape. Like I want to select this particular shape, I can click on it. If I want to select multiple shapes, I can drag my mouse like this and I can make the selection. I just want those red boxes. I can make a rectangle like this. I'm dragging with the help of my left click, and now it will only select those which are coming completely in. Can you see? Let's say I'm doing it once again. Now the yellow box is not coming completely in, so it will not get select. Have a look. The moment I release, this yellow is not selected. If I change the color, it has changed the color only of selected one. Now, in case you are not able to select in such a way, so what you can do is, now have a look. Now when I'm selecting, nothing is coming completely in. But if I click and hold Alt key, I'm still able to select those which is touching the boundary of that rectangle. If I change the color now, can you see? I was able to select it and I was able to apply color change. So there are two ways. One way, without Alt key, it should come completely inside the rectangle. And if it is not possible to get completely, what you can do is use Alt key. Now nothing is coming inside. Can you see? Whatever is touching the boundary of the rectangle, it will get selected with the help of Alt key. And now, for example, you want to make selection with a free hand. So you can use free hand pick. With the help of this, whatever is coming inside this will get select. You can define the area of selection. Still, if nothing is coming completely in, as you can see right now, you can use Alt key and it will select that part. Okay, so till now we have covered only shape tool, right? Now we have other options to modify the shape, like smooth, smear, trail. Now what it does, let me just select the shape over here, back to pick tool. I'm selecting it is made with four squares. Fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm selecting all of them together, and I want to finish this center gap over here. So for this, what I can do is I can simple click on the option, and there's option of attract and repel. Now what will happen when I click on attract over here? So whatever is coming inside the circle, I have to just press and hold it. Can you see? On a click, whatever is coming inside the circle, it will attract that part. It is interactive. If I'll keep on moving my mouse, it will keep on attracting the shape. Currently, it is vector shape, not a raster one. If I zoom, you can see a very crisp line. The same thing you can apply on raster as well. Let's say I want to. Now you can define how fast you want to make the changes. There's a nib size over here and there's a rate over here. So rate will define the speed. If you reduce the rate, it will make the changes slowly. So let's say I'm making it to 5. Now the same thing will happen with a lower speed. Have a look. Can you see? It will only affect that part which is coming inside the circle. Something which is outside the circle, nothing will happen. Can you see? I'm clicking it over here. Nothing is happening. But if something is coming inside the nib size, it will only affect that part. Okay. So in the same manner, we have a repel tool. We just do a poser of it. It will not attract the shape. It will repel it. So I need to click on the repel. And now, if you want to reduce the size of circle, it is too big right now. You can reduce the size from here. Now have a look. What will happen? It is repelling the shape which is coming inside the circle. Let me increase the size of rate, and now have a look. Can you see? It is pushing the vector object as per the nib size. It is just doing opposite of attract tool. In the same manner, we also have smear. Now what smear does, if you want to deform the shape, so as per the stroke you can deform it. Have a look. So let me just select these shapes over here. Let me go back to the smear tool, increase the size of my nib, and now have a look. I'm making the changes as per my requirement. I'm smearing the vector shape. It is still vector. Twill, what it will do is, it will just twill whatever is coming inside the nib. So let's say you want to drill this particular part of the shape. So just click and hold it. The moment you hold, it will keep on drilling the vector part which is coming inside the circle. Now you can define how fast you want to do, in which orientation you want to do. So right now I have done in the counterclockwise. If you want to make it to the clockwise, just select the orientation, define the rate of speed. It is 50 right now. I'm making it 25. And now it is interactive. If I'll keep moving my mouse, it will keep on trailing the things. Have a look. Otherwise, to get this shape in vector will take too much of time. And I'm not sure you'll get such kind of wave effect with the manual thing. It is very challenging to edit the nodes. Can you see? This is still a nodes. So if you want to do it node wise, it is too much time consuming. But with the help of trail or any other shape, you can do it very easily. If something is smooth, you can make it rough. Let's say, as you can see, this line is very sharp right now over here. I want to make it rough. You can very easily make it rough, and just opposite of it can be done with the help of smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the object rough, and just opposite of it I can do it with the help of smooth. So whatever is rough can be made smooth. Can you see? It is reducing the roughness. You can define how fast or slow you want to do it. So if you don't want pointy edges, you can use smooth option. Okay, I hope cropping is something very basic, just to crop the object, whether it is a bitmap or a vector. But this is a very important tool over here, which is virtual segment delete. Now it doesn't come in the basics, it comes in the advanced level, but still I'll guide you what is the use of virtual segment delete. Now for example, you have any shape over here, and if I take a polygon tool, I want to create a triangle, I have to just reduce the side from here. I can flip it from here. I am putting it somewhere over here, and maybe with the equal spacing. With the equal spacing, I want other triangles. So one way is you can blend the shape, or what you can do is you can also create copies of equal spacing. The shortcut also you can do it. So let me just do it manually right now. I'm using Shift plus E for the equal gapping, right? And now let me just align it top align. With the help of T, I'm doing it. Just select the multiple objects and you can easily align, do the alignment with the help of shortkeys, or you can go and do the alignment from here also. Can you see? Object, align and distribute. From here you can define the left align, right align, bottom. So these are the options over here. I strongly recommend to open the same align and distribute in the Dockers over here. So can you see this small plus sign over here? You will find the small plus sign everywhere over here in the property bar, also in the toolbox also you will find it. So whatever tool you are not using it, it is always better to hide that feature. It is always advisable to work with a very minimal tools. So if you want alignment and distribute, just click over here, and as you can see, it is already open in the Dockers. So if you're not able to find it in the menu, 99% all the features, all the tools which you are going to cover, you will find in the Dockers. Just enable it. Click on the plus sign. If it is not there, align and distribute is not there, just check it and it will appear over here in the Dockers. Fine. Now from here, very easily you can do the alignments. Okay. After making the alignments, for example, I want to remove these lines. So in that case, I can go to my vertical segment delete. I have to simple drag it like this. Now to get this shape with the help of vertical segment is really very easy. And as you can see, something is coming like this. If you want to fix it, what you can do is you can just go to shape tool and you can modify the nodes. Go to shape tool, select the shape, and very easily you can modify the nodes. Something coming extra, you can select and remove it. If you have something create manually and you want to join the curve, you can also do it with the help of join curve. Select the nodes and you will find a join curve option over here. Until unless the object is closed, you cannot apply fill color. So it should be closed, then only you can apply fill color, as I've mentioned earlier. Moving ahead. So I think if I give you this exercise, you will be able to do it now very easily. Will you face any challenge in making this logo? I think easily we can make this. Anybody will face any challenge in making this? Just put it in the chat box if you think there's something challenging in making this. Okay, let me quickly give you a recap. How can we do this? I'll not waste much of a time. So I took a rectangle tool. I make the corners round with the help of shape tool. It is always advisable to use copy for the other hand. Otherwise, what will happen? It is not compulsory that you will get the same size. So create a copy for the other hand. Now for the center part, what you can do is you can take a rectangle. And I'm only making the bottom corners round. So I'm going to select this with this. Now for legs, I'm not going to create anything. Let me apply any color to it first. Yeah. I'm not going to create any thing for leg. I'm just going to copy the same shape. And now what is happening? It is coming on the top of torso, right? If I want to move it at the back of the body, so what I can do is I can first of all, I'm going to top align them. I'm using the top align from here. And now I want to put it at the back of the body. So control plus paste down is the shortcut for this. Control plus paste down to bring the shape at the back of it. Select this. We have option of shift at the back. Can you see? Now the selected object went back of this body. Select this, same thing. I can do it for this. These are simple circles. For antennas, either you can use a rectangle or you can also use 2-point line. Take a 2-point line like this, and you can increase the thickness. Fine. And I believe you know how to create a semicircle now, because we have already discussed how to make a semicircle. You know how to make this shape. You know how to make this shape. This is just a circle, and this is either you can use rectangle or you can use line tool. If you want to make the corners round over here, can you see the line is having very crisp edges. So to make the corners round, what you can do is you can let me just do a couple of undos. Yeah. So to make the corners round, let me put it outside over here. This option carries all the information related to outline. Double click. A small dialog box will appear when you double click on it. Okay, because this is order, I think out. Yeah, so double click for this. And now what you will find, there's a couple of numbers from here. Yeah. With the rectangle, you already know we can simply make the corners round. And for the outline, what you can do is you need to just open the outline dialog box from here. So either you can find the dialog box from here, or you can just press F11 key. Because I'm working with multiple screens, so it is going to a different screen. Just a second. This is for fill. I'll show you this later. I don't know why this window is not popping up. Okay, moving ahead. Let me just try on a new file. I don't want to waste your time. Going ahead to the next feature. Now, I think we have already covered how to create a boundary. We have covered how to use smart fill. In the same manner, we also have a smart drawing over here. So whenever you're not very good with the mouse, you can use this smart drawing option. For example, for smart drawing, what you can do is, yeah, there's option of smart fill over here. Shortkey for this is Control S. So if you create something over here, now the moment you release a mouse, it will automatically create a shape. Now you can define what should be the shape recognition level if I make it high, and what should be smoothing level. So now see the same output when I apply again. I create a very roughly circle, but it is automatically redefined and make the shape for me. If I make a shape like a ladder, something like this, can you see I'm making it very rough? The moment I release my mouse, it will automatically fix and make the smart shape. If I'm going to make a triangle, so let's say I'm making a very rough triangle over here, but automatically, because I have recognized the level too high, it will form the shape for me. So you can use the smart drawing tool for creating a very quick shapes. So this is really very handy when you're using any Wacom tablet or maybe any input device. Okay, now moving ahead to the other features. Okay, eyedropper tool. Now I think it is eyedropper is very common because you'll find it in any other software. But there is one more thing in CorelDRAW. What eyedropper does exactly? For example, I want this shade of blue inside this circle. So with the help of eyedropper, I can easily pick the color and I can put it over here. But what if you want something outside the CorelDRAW? So let's say, for example, now I think you're not able to see my entire screen. Let me just so I'm keep sharing the entire first screen. Yeah. So now when I'm moving my corridor, I think now you can see something which is outside the CorelDRAW. I can very easily pick the color of it. There is option of select from desktop. Can you see this option? Now when without this option, I cannot pick color outside CorelDRAW. Can you see? When I'm taking my mouse, जैसे अपना माउस में लेके जा रहा हूँ, ऑटोमेटिकली मेरा आई ड्रॉप पर कन्वर्ट हो जाता है एरो की के अंदर. इसका मतलब बाहर से आई कैनॉट पिक द कलर, बट इफ आई गो टू सेलेक्ट फ्रॉम डेस्कटॉप, आई कैन इजीली पिक कलर आउटसाइड द CorelDRAW ऑल्सो. अगर मुझे फॉर एग्जांपल ये रेड चाहिए, फाइन, या फिर मुझे ये वाला येलो चाहिए, आई कैन वेरी इजीली पिक दिस कलर फ्रॉम हियर एंड आई कैन अप्लाई इनसाइड द CorelDRAW. नो मैटर आपके पास वो कलर CorelDRAW के अंदर है. If you want to pick from outside the CorelDRAW also, you can very easily do it with the help of select from desktop. Okay, so now there is one more feature which is called power clip. I think it is very popular tool in CorelDRAW. If I am having any shape and now I want to import anything, so I'm quickly importing any bitmap. Just give a right click and you can select what you want to import. So let me pick any picture. So for example, I want to pick this car, for example, right? So what I've done is I have import one bitmap inside the CorelDRAW. I'm resizing it. And now I want this picture inside this shape. So with the help of power clip, I can easily do it. I just need to move my bitmap on it. I'm moving it with the help of my right click, not left click. I repeat, I'm moving it with the help of my right click. The moment जैसे ही मेरा cursor उस shape पे जाता है, you will see the shape of my pointer get changed. Now when I release my mouse, it will ask me, पहले सिर्फ दो ऑप्शन आते थे, मूव और कॉपी. मूव वो आपको उस बिटमैप को वहां पे मूव कर देगा, कॉपी वहां पे एक और इमेज क्रिएट कर देगा. पावर क्लिप, अगर आप पावर क्लिप यूज करते हैं तो आपकी वो इमेज विल कम इनसाइड दिस शेप. कैन यू सी? एंड व्हाटएवर इज आउटसाइड दैट शेप विल गेट रिमूव्ड with the help of power clip. Now for example, वो shape तो आ गई है, वो image तो आ चुकी है, but I am not happy the way it has come. So at any point of time, I can select the shape, I can click on edit, and I can make changes. I can resize. And once I am happy, I'm fine with the output, just click on the finish button over here on the top left. Now you will see that image is inside the shape. Now it can be any shape, either ellipse, circle, star, polygon, whatever shape you have. Let me show you on any other shape also once. So I have a polygon this time, and I want to import. Let me just put it something like this. Very quickly, I'm going to import bitmap. Right click anywhere, click on import. Short keys Control plus I. Let's say this time I want. Let me try this time on text, not on the shape. So if I take a text, put it fire text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size of it, change the font. I would prefer any bold font over here. I think this is fine. Just for the explanation, it is fine. Now I want to apply the fire image inside this text. So I am going to remove the fill color, but it was filled with black color. And now what will happen? Have a look. I'm going to select this image. First, I have to import the bitmap over here. Let me resize the bitmap. And now, let me just check it is filling the area or not. Okay. Let me slightly reduce the size of the text also. Okay. Now have a look. What will happen? When I will move my bitmap inside this, it should not be text, it should be shape. So I'm going to convert this into curve first of all. Yeah. And now when I power clip inside, as you can see that image is inside this text. I can edit it. I can adjust the image, something like this. I can adjust, and now click on the finish. When I'm done, remove the outline from it. So as you can see, the same power clip I've applied not only on the shape, on text also you can do it. There's only one condition for text. Text should be converted into curve before applying the power clip. Otherwise, you won't be able to apply. If you have any text, it should be first converted to curve. Right click, convert to curve. When it will be a normal object, then only you can apply a power clip. Okay, I think power clip is also done. Moving ahead to the next feature. Calculation, I have already told you, you can do direct calculation in the property bar. Like for example, I'm showing you once again, you have any shape and you want a height 5 times of it. Fine, you want to make it taller. So what you can do is select the width option and do the calculation. Multiply by 5 at enter. For example, you are not comfortable in inches. All the calculation is right now in inches, right? So at any point of time, you can change the unit from inches to, it can be pixel, it can be feet, it can be yard, whatever unit you are comfortable, just change the unit from here. It can be centimeter, millimeter, whatever you want. All the values you will find in the centimeters. Okay, so new from selection is something which you will not find anywhere. किसी भी मेन्यू के अंदर आप ढूंढोगे आपको ये फीचर मिलेगा ही नहीं. It is only inside the commands जहां से हमने ये कुछ options हमने जो drag and drop करके रखे हैं वहीं से आपको निकालना पड़ेगा. But I'll tell you what is the use of it. For example, इसी फाइल के अंदर it is a 21 pages फाइल. आपको केवल इतना पार्ट आपको फ्रेश पेज पे चाहिए जितना मैंने भी सेलेक्ट किया है. ठीक है, तो एक तरीका क्या है कि पहले आप उसको सेलेक्ट करोगे, यहां से आप उसको कॉपी करोगे, फिर आप एक नया पेज क्रिएट करोगे, समथिंग लाइक दिस. नया पेज क्रिएट करने के बाद आप यहाँ पे कंट्रोल वी प्रेस करोगे. ठीक है, मैं एक बार करके दिखा भी देता हूँ क्विकली. मैंने कॉपी कर लिया, आई वेंट टू न्यू पेज, आई हैव चेंज द ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ द पेज, आई प्रेस कंट्रोल वी, सेम चीज मेरी यहाँ पे आ गई है. ठीक है, जो भी मैंने वहां पे सेलेक्ट करके कॉपी पेस्ट किया है. बट इतनी सी चीज के लिए आपको मल्टीपल स्टेप्स करने पड़ रहे हैं. आप कॉपी कर रहे हो, नया पेज क्रिएट कर रहे हो, फिर पेस्ट कर रहे हो, उसके बाद यू आर मूविंग अहेड. बट विद हेल्प ऑफ न्यू फ्रॉम सिलेक्शन जो भी पार्ट आपका सिलेक्टेड है, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल मैं ये सिर्फ ब्लू वाले शेप्स सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ. आई एम गोइंग टू सेलेक्ट दिस 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 एंड दिस. ठीक है, ये 4 शेप मैंने सेलेक्ट करे हैं. आई वांट this on a fresh document on exactly same location, exactly same page size. Just click on this option over here, new from selection. एक click and it is done. कोई copy paste, कोई कुछ नहीं करना. It can be anything. जो भी select होगा वो एक fresh page पे आ जाएगा. अब now it is a single page document over here. 21 पेज के डॉक्यूमेंट से ऑटोमेटिकली आपका एक सेपरेट डॉक्यूमेंट बन गया है एंड यहाँ पे यू गेट द सेम थिंग. So this is also really handy and as I mentioned earlier, ये टूल आपको किसी भी मेन्यू में नहीं मिलेगा. ये आपको वहीं से निकालना पड़ेगा जहां से हमने ये नेक्स्ट पेज, प्रीवियस पेज और ड्रॉ एंड पर्सपेक्टिव जहां से हमने निकाला था. ठीक है, मूविंग अहेड. I hope I am able to make the points clear till now. If I am going too fast, please let me know so that I can repeat. Because it is not possible to cover all the points in single training session. So I can understand, and you also need a time to do a practice. Without practice, trust me, you will not able to adapt 60% of it. 60 is too much. You need some time. Whenever we do live training session, we always give some time to a participant to practice. Because the one who is doing for the very first time, उसको कुछ याद रहने वाला नहीं है कि शेप कहाँ से मिलने वाला है, याद रह गया तो कैसे क्रिएट होने वाला है, याद ये भी रह गया तो कैसे रीसाइज होने वाला है. ठीक है, वो कुछ ना कुछ भूलने वाला है. अगर वो कुछ भी भूला, he won't be able to do this. Okay, I think there is no question till now. So या तो मैं बहुत अच्छा समझा रहा हूँ या मैं बहुत बेकार समझा रहा हूँ. But I am assuming कि अच्छा समझा रहा हूँ. That is the reason there is no question. Please don't mind. Moving ahead. So we have covered this. Thank you, Rukmani ji. Thank you so much for the feedback. Okay.
It's
So
quite clear. It's quite clear. Actually, I think when we practice it, then we'll have more questions.
Okay.
So,
of course, you will have questions.
Yeah. As of now, it's honestly quite clear.
Thank you so much. Okay, moving ahead. So after the new from selection, we have a lens tool. Now what you can do with the lens tool? Lens tools is not, it don't come in the basics of CorelDRAW. It is something which comes in the intermediate level. But still, I'll guide you how can you use this kind of effects. For example, I'm going to quickly create a couple of shapes over here. I should have keep ready something for you beforehand, but not an issue. Very quickly, I'm going to create multiple copies of it. And yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it around this ellipse. Yeah, so now I'm going to apply some color on it without outline. I don't want outline inside this. I hope you know now how to remove outline and how to apply outline, right? So yeah, after applying color to it, now what will happen? I have multiple shapes over here. And I have one ellipse tool. Now I'm going to apply a lens effect on ellipse tool, and you will see what impact it will create on the other shapes. So for this, as I've mentioned, 99% जो features I'm going to tell you over here आपको डॉकस के अंदर मिल जाएंगे. आपको बस टूल का नाम याद रहना चाहिए, लेंस. अगर यहाँ पे अवेलेबल नहीं है, श्योर नहीं होगा आपके वहां पे अवेलेबल, आपको यहाँ क्लिक करना पड़ेगा प्लस साइन पे, एंड यहाँ से आपको एक लंबी लिस्ट मिलने वाली है. ठीक है, आपको सेलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा वो फीचर. तो आई एम सेलेक्टिंग द लेंस राइट नाउ. लेंस आपको ये रहा आपका लेंस. कैन यू सी इट इज ऑलरेडी अनेबल. Because it is already on, you will find it over here. Now you will find a couple of lens effect over here. So I am applying a fish eye. For example, for the better explanation, I am going to apply a fish eye. Now iske upar I have applied a fish eye effect. Now what will happen? Let me just put this on top of this shape. Fish eye, and now can you see what happened? I have applied. I'm just removing this. Can you see? इस पे मैंने अप्लाई किया. अब जैसे जैसे जिस शेप के ऊपर ये जाने वाला है, you will see a fisheye effect on that. अगर यही सेम चीज I'm going to apply it somewhere on my text, you will find the same fisheye effect on the text as well. Basically किसी भी चीज के ऊपर जहां पे आप इसको लगाने वाले हैं. तो अगर मुझे कुछ इस तरह का चाहिए, तो trust me, ये अचीव करने के लिए manually it will take too much of time. Now because we have a effect gallery of lens, I have to just apply the fisheye. I can define the amount कितना होना चाहिए, वो I can define, and you will see the impact of fisheye on the other shapes. The same manner, let's say I don't want to apply fisheye, I am applying any other effect now. I am applying magnify. So what will happen? अब same object के ऊपर I have applied the magnify effect. It will magnify the amount to 200%. Let me make it, let's say 3. So now जिसके ऊपर जाने वाला है उतने पार्ट को ये मल्टीप्लाई कर देगा 300%. If I'm going to apply on this particular letter, can you see? It is working like a lens now, magnifying lens. इसी तरह से you can just select कौन सा इफेक्ट आपको चाहिए. Let's say you want a heat map, so just apply a heat map, and now you can see a heat map of that. Heat map of that shape. If you want to see a wireframe, तो जो भी जिसके ऊपर भी आप इसको प्लेस करने वाले हो, let me apply only other shape. For example, like shape I'm taking, and now I'm going to apply this on. I'm applying a wire effect, wireframe, for example. I'm moving this. Only applying on the fill and outline. Fisheye is working perfectly fine. If I apply, okay, let me just remove any fill from it. So point is, just select the effect from here, and then if you place it on top of any other shape, you can see that effect. I have applied the brighten, so it will brighten the part which is under the lens effect. Fine. So you can take advantage. If you want to remove the outline of this lens, you can easily remove it with the help of right click. So With the help of lens effect also you can get many other effects, very interesting effects, I would say. Okay, so after lens we have fit text to path. Now what happened, अभी तक हमने जो टेक्स्ट की बात करी है, we have discussed about artistic text and we have discussed about paragraph text. Now for example, you have any a wave line over here. Fine. Very easily you can modify it with the help of shape tool. Just go to shape tool, select this. You can adjust the nodes and you can manipulate the curve. Fine. With the help of shape tool, select the nodes. And now I want to put my text on this. So see what will happen. Let me type something. So let's say I have typed CorelDRAW is a vector. Now I want to float this text on top of this curve. So for that, what you can do is simple move it with the help of right click. And yahan pe, the moment you will see a change in cursor, it will ask you what you want to do. You want to move? No. Copy? No. You want to put this text to the path? Yes. You don't want power clip as well. When I click on fit text to path, automatically, as you can see, that text is aligned as per the path. Now, if I want to increase the spacing of it, I can go back to the shape tool and I can select my text. I can increase the spacing of it. If I want to remove this outline of this path, I can select this path and I can remove the stroke of it. Can you see? Very easily I can float the text on any curve. The same thing I can do on any other shape also. So let's say I don't want to float on the curve, I want to float on the any other shape. I want to float on this ellipse. So I can simple select the text, give a right click. When I move with the help of right click, you will find the change in cursor. When you release the cursor, you will find fit text to path. Just click on it and can you see automatically the text is aligned to the shape. If you don't want this ellipse to be visible, remove the outline and the work is done. At any point of time you want to still make any changes, you can still do it. Just go to shape tool. You don't want it to be tool, you want any other thing, go to text tool, select this software. Fine. Select this, change the font. So very easily you can do the changes after this. Property bar we have already covered. This is a property bar. Whatever is selected will be shown in the property bar over here. And I strongly recommend, जैसे कि I was facing some challenge over there here. जब मैं उसको I was trying to make the corners round. Remember, I was not able to double click on this option. Now because I'm having the same thing in the property bar, I can do it from here as well. Let me try over here. If I create anything, I increase the just select this and I have to select this node. And after this, there is option of, yeah, can you see? We call it line cap. So by default, it is flat like this. If you want to make it corners round over here like this, so you can easily do it. It was this like before, and I can make the cap round from here. So as I was telling you, property bar के अंदर आपको जो भी चीज selected हो selected आपको यहाँ मिल जाएगा. I strongly recommend कि आप इसको use करें initially when you are new. Okay. Moving ahead. So tracing is something. It is again not a part of basics, but yes, I'm going to cover it over here. For example, if I open any new document, Okay, so I'm going to import any bitmap over here. So as you can see, I've opened a very low resolution image. Let me zoom and show it to you. Can you see? When I zoom, you can very clearly see the pixels over here. This is because the image is of low quality. But there are two ways of improving the quality in CorelDRAW. One way is recently added in last 2 years, and other way is called tracing. So I'm going to tell you both the ways of improving the quality. Now, for example, अगर आपको इसको bitmap form में improve करना है, ठीक है, तो you can use upscaling. Upscaling is something कि आपके पास कोई bitmap है या कोई bitmap आपने गूगल से या फिर इंटरनेट से डाउनलोड करी है और उसकी क्वालिटी बहुत पुअर है. अब आपको उसकी क्वालिटी इंप्रूव करनी है. इन दैट केस वी हैव ऑप्शन ऑफ रीसैंपल. जस्ट क्लिक ऑन द रीसैंपल एंड यहां से यू कैन डिफाइन. अभी कैन यू सी इसका साइज क्या है इमेज का? इट इज शोइंग 62 KB. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द डीपीआई? 34 DPI. आई एम मेकिंग इट अराउंड 400%. आई एम स्केलिंग 400%. नाउ what will happen? I have to define, because it is AI based, artificial intelligence. So there are 4 modes over here. Bicubic and nearest neighbor is which is purely AI. And यहाँ से illustration and photorealistic we can define कि image is what? ये कोई photorealistic image है या कोई illustration है. So because it is an illustration, I'm going to click on the illustration. I can define how much noise reduction it required. I'll keep it maximum because I don't want any noise. And now you will see original pixel was 124 by 172 pixel. Now what is the new pixel size? 400 times of it. And how much time it is going to convert? Within 0 second. I'm considering it 1 second. 1 second के अंदर आप इसको convert कर रहे हैं 400% times. Let me just click on OK and you will see a difference. Can you see what I did? Let me just make a copy of it. Yeah, let me make a copy and now you can easily compare it. I'm doing it again. Bitmap, resample. This time I'm making it 500%. Illustration, maximum noise reduction. You can see the size of image and you can also see the size and resolution from here. It is now taking approx 2 seconds. When I click, it is done. And now you can see this was before and this is after. Can you see a difference? If I scale this, can you see a difference? How quickly you can improve the quality of bitmap? Okay, this is one way. It is still a bitmap. Can you see? ये भी एक time के बाद में you can see the pixels over here, but it is improved now. This is called upscaling. Now, other way is, I'm removing this option. Other way is called tracing. Now, tracing is something जहां पे आप वेक्टर को कन्वर्ट करते हैं रास्टर में. आई होप आपको पता होगा what is vector and raster over here. So now I'm going to convert this raster image into vector image. Select the bitmap, click on the trace bitmap, and now you can define how you want to trace it. Now, after converting into a bitmap, vector, it will be a vector image. एक बार वो vector बन गया, I can easily change the outline, I can change the nodes, I can deform the shape as well. I'm just clicking on low quality image, and now as you can see, it is showing the before and after. I have to make a couple of changes over here. Let me just take high quality image, and now how much detailing I want, how much smoothing I want, how much corner smoothing I want. I will define that. And very quickly, I'm not going to waste too much of time. I'm going to click on OK. Now, this is on the right side is a vector. If I zoom this, you will never see any pixelation because now it is not a bitmap. It is a vector now. I can very easily select. I have done it very quickly, so don't please don't judge it on the output over here, because we have to do a couple of changes. We have to see how much detailing is required, how much smoothing is required, how much counter smoothing is required. I've done it very quickly. Now once you get the output, you can ungroup it and you can very easily make the changes. Let's say I've selected this, I want to make this big, I want to change, I want to add something over here, whatever changes I want, I can do it. And now I want to change color of it, I can do that as well. I want to, let's say, increase this nodes. So I'm going to select this nodes over here, I'll bring it down like this. So whatever change I want, I can do that, and I can completely change the color of it. Because now it is a vector, I can do whatever I want. I can remove this. If I don't want this, I can simply remove this from here. If I want to fill this with yellow color, I can do that as well. So whatever is possible with vector, I can do it, because now it is a vector, not a raster image. So this is called tracing, converting a bitmap to vector. Okay, now last two options, it is called color style and object style. Both the options are not for the beginners, it doesn't come with the basics, but still I'm going to cover because this is really going to help you. For example, if you have created something, I'm taking an example of this tree only. आपने कोई डिजाइन क्रिएट किया, ठीक है, जिसके अंदर आपने ट्रीज की लीव्स को ग्रीन रखा, fine, and you send it with your client. Up now, after seeing the design, it can be anything. After seeing a design, now client is suggesting you कि मुझे leaves green नहीं चाहिए, I want a different color. ठीक है, अभी चैलेंज ये है कि लीव्स है बहुत ज्यादा, इट कैन बी 50, 100, 500. अब आप सबका करने बैठोगे कलर चेंज, तो इट इज वेरी फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, एंड अभी भी आप श्योर नहीं हो कि क्या उसको वही कलर चाहिए. ठीक है, बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ कलर स्टाइल और अ सिंगल क्लिक यू कैन गिव योर क्लाइंट मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस कि ग्रीन भी लो, रेड भी लो, ऑरेंज भी लो. नाउ यू डिसाइड कौन से कलर के लीव्स आपको चाहिए, ठीक है, किस तरह के शेड्स आपको यू प्रेफर. So what you can do is, this is just for an example. Okay, let's apply on this. चलो ट्री की बात की है तो ट्री पे करते हैं. I'm going to select this, fine, and now I'm going to open color style. I have to select the entire object from here. I'm going to open color style. So ये same docker list you will find in the docker windows के अंदर docker same list आपको वहां मिल जाएगी. ठीक है, it is completely up to you, आपको windows में आके dockers में open करना है या फिर आपको सीधा यहाँ से open करना है आपने. I prefer it from here, that is the reason I am showing you from here. ठीक है, तो अभी यहाँ पे I'll open color style. So as you can see, the shortcut for this is Control plus F6. When I click on it, it has opened the color style. Very quickly, I'm going to drag this over here. ठीक है, now the moment I drag it, इसने क्या किया, जितने भी कलर्स है उसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व, उनको तीन कलर्स में, तीन कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड करके मुझसे शो कर दिया. ठीक है, कि ग्रीन के शेड ये है, ऑरेंज के शेड ये है, ब्लैक का शेड ये है. ठीक है, अगर आपको इस तरह चाहिए कि मल्टीपल कलर शेड मल्टीपल ग्रुप पे चाहिए तो आप वैसे रख सकते हो. अगर आप चाहते हो कि नहीं मुझे सिंगल ग्रुप पे चाहिए तो आप ऐसे भी रख सकते हो. अब आप एक सिंगल ग्रुप में आ गया हो. ठीक है, मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसको दो ग्रुप कर लेता हूँ. ओके, ठीक है, नाउ कैन यू सी मुझे एक पूरा ग्रुप मिल चुका है ऑफ ग्रीन एंड ऑरेंज शेड. अब मुझे अगर इस पे कुछ चेंज करना है, आई हैव टू जस्ट क्लिक ऑन द स्मॉल ऑप्शन व्हिच इज हार्मोनी फोल्डर. क्लिक किया एंड जो भी कलर्स के प्लेसमेंट थे आपके पास वो सारा एक ह्यू व्हील के अंदर आ चुके हैं यहाँ पे. नाउ अगर आपका क्लाइंट इज सेइंग कि ग्रीन नहीं चाहिए था, आई वांट समथिंग रेड, ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, सिर्फ छोटा सा चेंज टुवर्ड्स द रेड शेड एंड कैन यू सी एंटायर कलर्स गेट चेंज एज पर स्मॉल चेंज व्हिच यू हैव मेड ओवर हियर. ठीक है, नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि आपके सारे कलर इज फाइन, बट ये जो कलर है, ये वाला कलर, ठीक है, यू वांट टू मेक चेंजेस टू दिस पर्टिकुलर कलर, तो आप इंडिविजुअल कलर में भी चेंज कर सकते हैं. सेलेक्ट दिस एंड जो भी कलर आपने सेलेक्ट किया होगा, ठीक है, उस कलर पे भी आप चेंजेस अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. नाउ लेट्स से आई want to make changes to this color. I select this color from here and I can just place it where I want. Can you see? इसको रेड पे लेके गया तो सिर्फ वो कलर चेंज हुआ, इसको वापस से लेके गया किसी ऑरेंज कलर पे, वो वहां पे आ गया. तो अगर सारे कलर पे चेंज करना है वो मैं कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ कि मैं इसकी कॉपी बना लेता हूँ. ठीक है, नाउ अब मेरे पास ओरिजिनल भी आ गया और जो मेरे पास चेंज है वो भी आ गया. तो इस तरह से जो मेरे पास ओरिजिनल था उसको रहते हुए आई कैन क्रिएट मल्टीपल कॉपीज एंड आई कैन अप्लाई चेंजेस टू अदर ऑब्जेक्ट. एक पे चेंज करना है तो एक पे आप सिलेक्ट कर सकते हो, सब पे करना है तो आप सिर्फ यहाँ पे क्लिक करो, सारे कलर सिलेक्ट हो जाएंगे और एक मूवमेंट पे आपका पूरा का पूरा कलर स्टाइल विल गेट चेंज. ये डुप्लीकेट मुझे पहले करना चाहिए था बिफोर अप्लाइंग द कलर स्टाइल. तो चेंजिंग कलर इज रियली इजी. एक बार मैं फिर से इसको शो कर देता हूँ. Just show it again. Okay. This time I'm going to change the style of this. Select करना है इसको, drag and drop करना है इसको यहाँ पे. It will give you the preference. आपको कलर सिर्फ आउटलाइन पे चेंज करने हैं, फिल पे करने हैं, दोनों पे करने हैं. ठीक है, I want on both. उसके बाद कितने ग्रुप आपको चाहिए, you can define that as well. अभी मुझे सिर्फ सिंगल ग्रुप चाहिए. Hit OK. All the color will appear over here in the harmony folder. क्लिक किया और एक ही क्लिक पे you can just एक सेकंड, अभी भी मैंने वही गलती करी कि मैंने इसकी कॉपी पहले क्रिएट नहीं करी. बट अब इट इज फाइन. Can you see? Just one click, entire color scheme get changed. Another click, color scheme is changed. You want to change any particular color, ये वाला कलर चेंज करना है, सेलेक्ट किया उस कलर को और जहां भी वो कलर प्लेस्ड है, I can very easily on a click I can just make changes to that particular color also. इसको रेड करना है, I can do it red. So changing color is also very easy. Now moving ahead to the last feature of this training session. I think too much we have covered. I don't think कि एक सेशन के अंदर इतना डिलीवर करना is good because without practice आपको कुछ याद रहने वाला नहीं है. I hope कि अपनी recording properly save हो जाए. Okay, moving ahead because sometimes when we go for long recording sessions it can crash. Okay, now what this object style does, क्या होता है whenever you are working with multiple pages और आप कोई changes करते हैं और वो आपने जो भी चेंज अप्लाई किया है वो सेम चेंज मल्टीपल जगह पे है और आपको बाद में उसको ऑल्टर करना पड़ जाए, वो बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है. अब आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि वो कलर स्टाइल या आउटलाइन जो आपने अप्लाई करी थी मल्टीपल जगह पे वो कहाँ कहाँ की थी और अगर उसके बाद कुछ चेंज करना पड़ जाए तो सब जगह पे जाके आपको मैन्युअली करना पड़ेगा. बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट स्टाइल आप बहुत इजीली कर सकते हो, बस आपको स्टाइल क्रिएट करना है. So how can you apply object style? Let me just open the object style option over here. I don't want the color style now. I'm going to close it. Same thing. I'll just click on the plus sign over here and यहाँ से I will find the object style and I will enable it. So you will see the object style over here. Just उसको click किया and you will see it is appear in the dockers. Now what is the advantage of it? For example, ये एक शेप है, ठीक है, इसके ऊपर आई एम गोइंग टू अप्लाई अ स्टाइल और जो भी स्टाइल आई एम गोइंग टू अप्लाई ओवर हियर ये मैं मल्टीपल जगह अप्लाई करने वाला हूँ. सो वेरी क्विकली आई एम गोइंग टू सेलेक्ट दिस. यहाँ पे इन सब चीजों के लिए आई कैन क्रिएट अ स्टाइल, चाहे वो आउटलाइन हो, फिल हो, ट्रांसपेरेंसी हो, कैरेक्टर, पैराग्राफ, फ्रेम, बिटमैप, इफेक्ट, ये सब चीज का मैं एक स्टाइल बना सकता हूँ. बट फॉर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग आई एम जस्ट अनेबलिंग आउटलाइन एंड फिल. अभी सिर्फ इसको अनेबल करके आई विल जस्ट मेक चेंज ओवर हियर. तो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल डिफाइन कि मेरा इस जो फिल है वो कैसा रहने वाला है. तो either it can be uniform fill, fountain fill, any other fill. ठीक है, let's say मैंने ये एक fill लिया, मैंने ये वाला fill ले लिया, right? ये मैंने अपना fill define कर दिया. इसी तरह से I will go to the outline and I will decide कि outline का कलर क्या रहने वाला है. Let it be green. उसके बाद उसका आउटलाइन कैसे रहने वाला है, क्या स्टाइल रहेगा आउटलाइन का, वो डॉटेड रख लेता हूँ यहाँ पे. ठीक है, तो मैंने उसका कलर और उसका स्टाइल मैंने डिफाइन कर दिया यहाँ पे, और जो भी मैंने यहाँ पे अप्लाई किया, यहाँ पे आप चेंजेस देख भी पा रहे होंगे. ठीक है, अभी मुझे अगर अप्लाई करना है फॉर एग्जांपल ये सेम स्टाइल, आई विल सेलेक्ट द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड यहाँ पे ऑप्शन है अप्लाई टू सिलेक्शन. जैसे ही उस पर क्लिक किया वो स्टाइल इस पर अप्लाई हो गया, राइट. अब नो मैटर ये सेम स्टाइल, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं क्या करता हूँ, मैं इसको मल्टीपल जगह प्लेस कर लेता हूँ. मैंने यहाँ से इसको कॉपी किया और मैंने इसको प्रीवियस पेज पे प्लेस कर दिया यहाँ पे कहीं. ठीक है, एक और पेज पे इसको प्लेस कर देता हूँ मैं यहाँ पे कहीं. ठीक है, अभी मैं अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि मैंने इसको 15 अलग अलग पेजेस पे इसको मैंने प्लेस कर दिया है. ठीक है, नाउ आफ्टर मेकिंग चेंजेस माय क्लाइंट इज सेइंग कि ये स्टाइल का जो आउटलाइन का जो थिकनेस है ना, ये बहुत ज्यादा डॉटेड है, इसको लीनियर करो. ठीक है, मुझे स्पेसिंग नहीं चाहिए. आपको केवल स्टाइल में चेंज करना है. उसके बाद में ऑटोमेटिकली जहां भी वो स्टाइल अप्लाई हुई होगी, ठीक है, यू विल फाइंड द चेंज ओवर देयर. सो या कैन यू सी, मैंने यहाँ स्टाइल में चेंज किया. उसके बाद में इफ आई गो टू द अदर पेजेस, कैन यू सी, यहाँ पे वो आउटलाइन फिक्स हो गया. और जहां जहां भी वो सेम आउटलाइन अप्लाइड है, चाहे वो आउटलाइन हो चाहे वो कलर हो, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. ठीक है, जो चीज एक बार अप्लाई हो गई उसके बाद में मुझे सिर्फ और सिर्फ स्टाइल में चेंज करने की जरूरत है, किसी और जगह चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर मुझे यही सेम स्टाइल यहाँ पे इन सारे ऑब्जेक्ट्स पे भी चाहिए, लेट्स से मुझे इस पेंटागन पे चाहिए, I will just select it, apply to selected, apply to selection, सेम स्टाइल यहाँ पे अप्लाई हो जाएगी. अब उसके बाद में अगर मुझे अपनी स्टाइल में कुछ भी चेंज करना होगा तो मुझे सिर्फ अपनी स्टाइल में करना है चेंज. ऑटोमेटिकली जहां जहां वो स्टाइल अप्लाइड है वहां पे वो चेंजेस आ जाएंगे. हैव अ लुक, एक स्टाइल में चेंज और आपने जहां जहां भी वो स्टाइल अप्लाई की थी, ठीक है, आपके पास हर जगह पे वो चेंजेस आ गए हैं. तो whenever you are working on a multi pages, never make individual changes, always use styles. बस स्टाइल में चेंज करना है और जहां जहां पे वो सेम स्टाइल अप्लाइड होगी वहां वहां पे यू विल फाइंड द चेंज. अदरवाइज मैनुअल करने बैठेंगे आप तो अगर एक जगह भी स्किप हुआ तो इट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम. So thank you so much. I think I've covered from my side what I need to cover. If you have any queries related to this, what we have covered today, please let me know.
Hi Vishal, right? Sorry.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Vishal, I just wanted to understand, if you do any work on CorelDRAW, like these are the images I have drawn here, and now I want to, just for instance, I want to print these images on a particular box size of box. So,
Right.
what's the procedure? Like how you save the file, how you can measure the output, if it should be 10 MB or 1 GB or something.
Okay. So let's say, for example, remember we have done the power clip.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, अब मुझे पहले से पता है कि मेरा जो बैनर है, बैनर का साइज क्या रहने वाला है. ठीक है, तो वो मैंने यहाँ पे साइज पहले डिफाइन कर लेता हूँ मैं. आई एम जस्ट changing my rectangle to, because I am not comfortable with inches, so I'm going to convert into pixels. Pixels में आ गया. I will define कि मेरे मुझे किस साइज का बैनर क्रिएट करना है. तो I will select my rectangle over here. उसको exactly मैं वही साइज देने वाला हूँ. So I'll give it 1000 by 300 फॉर एग्जाम्पल. दिस जस्ट फॉर एग्जाम्पल. ठीक है, अब ये वो साइज है. आई एम वेरी श्योर कि इसी साइज का मुझे बैनर बनाना है, राइट. अब you have something, you are using bitmaps, तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं, you're going to import bitmap. so let's say मैंने ये एक फ्लावर ले लिया, ये मुझे अपने बैनर के अंदर चाहिए. ठीक है, अब मेरा बैनर का साइज तो फिक्स है. तो what I'll do, I'll resize my bitmap. I can power clip, इसके अंदर I can do multiple power clips also, चाहे वो text हो चाहे वो image हो. So very quickly I'm going to put it inside this banner. ठीक है, अभी edit, let me just adjust it. I'm doing it very roughly right now. Please don't
Yeah,
mind.
that's fine.
So now I'm fine कि ठीक है, ये अपना banner ready हो गया. I have to just click on the finish. If you want to remove the outline, you can simply give a right click on the no fill over here. Now outline is moved. Now I'm assuming कि मेरा banner is ready. Now you want to export this, right?
Yeah.
और एक्सपोर्टिंग यूजली क्या होता है, एक्सपोर्टिंग जेपीजी फाइल या पीडीएफ फाइल मोस्ट कॉमनली ये होते हैं, या जैसा पीएनजी फाइल, राइट? पीएनजी हम वहां पे यूज करते हैं जहां पे आपने कुछ ट्रांसपेरेंसी अप्लाई की है, तो पीएनजी सपोर्ट्स ट्रांसपेरेंसी. अगर ट्रांसपेरेंसी अप्लाई की है आपके आर्टवर्क में और आपने जेपीजी में एक्सपोर्ट किया, तो वो ट्रांसपेरेंट पार्ट व्हाइट हो जाएगा जेपीजी में, ठीक है, बट पीएनजी में इट विल रिमेन एज अ ट्रांसपेरेंट ओनली. बट अभी बैनर में या इन सब चीजों में बहुत रेयरली होता है वी यूज एनी ट्रांसपेरेंसी, ठीक है. तो आई एम एक्सपोर्टिंग दिस एज अ जेपीजी फाइल. तो जेपीजी एक्सपोर्ट करने का वेरी अभी रिसेंटली कोरल हैव इंप्रूव्ड एक्सपोर्ट फीचर. आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन दैट एज वेल. So as you can see, export over here, fine. So you will find this export in the Docker. यहाँ से आप enable कर लीजिएगा इसको. And now select the banner. अपने banner को select करो and just click over here. इस पर क्लिक करो तो जो भी आपने select किया होगा वो आपका यहाँ पे आ चुका है export Docker के अंदर. Now you can define कि आपको किस फाइल फॉर्मेट में इसको एक्सपोर्ट करना है. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपको सेम बैनर मल्टीपल फाइल फॉर्मेट में एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़े. मे बी आपको अपने बॉस से अप्रूवल लेना हो तो उनके लिए आप जेपीजी एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, फाइनल प्रिंटिंग के लिए आप मे बी उसको पीएनजी में एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं या किसी अदर फाइल फॉर्मेट में एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, राइट? दिस कैन बी आल्सो द केस. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसको यहाँ से डुप्लीकेट कर लेता हूँ. डुप्लीकेट डुप्लीकेट एंड डुप्लीकेट. अब मेरे पास 4 फाइल्स हैं, ठीक है. व्हाट आई डू, एक मैं जेपीजी रखता हूँ, जेपीजी की क्वालिटी इसकी रखता हूं मैं बिल्कुल लोएस्ट या लो रख लेता हूं उसको मैं. तो एक जेपीजी एक्सपोर्ट होगी लो क्वालिटी में, एक जेपीजी एक्सपोर्ट में करता हूं हाई क्वालिटी में. आई हैव डिफाइन हाई. एक आई विल एक्सपोर्ट पीएनजी फाइल. अगर मुझे किसी को पीएनजी भेजनी है तो आई विल जस्ट चेंज द फाइल फॉर्मेट फ्रॉम जेपीजी टू पीएनजी. और एक मुझे पीडीएफ एक्सपोर्ट करनी है, ठीक है. अगर आपको मल्टीपल फॉर्मेट एक्सपोर्ट करने हैं, इन दैट केस आई एम टेलिंग यू, तो लेट्स से पीडीएफ. अब आपके पास सेम एक बैनर है और आपके पास 4 डिफरेंट फाइल फॉर्मेट्स हैं, 2 जेपीजी, एक पीएनजी, एक पीडीएफ. जीपीजी एक है लो क्वालिटी, एक है हाई क्वालिटी. एक क्लिक में नाउ यू कैन एक्सपोर्ट दिस. सो लेट मी जस्ट एक्सपोर्ट इट ऑन अ फोल्डर. सो या जस्ट अ सेकंड. आई एम creating one folder on the desktop. Okay, I think you can see a folder over here, right? So what I'm going to do is yeah. So I've opened my CorelDRAW over here. Yeah. Now from here I will define कि किस folder में मुझे इसको export करना है. So I will select that folder. Recently I have created folder with the name माने टेस्ट फाइल्स, राइट? तो मैंने फोल्डर सेलेक्ट कर लिया. अब जो भी फाइल एक्सपोर्ट होगी यहाँ से वो उस पर्टिकुलर फोल्डर में जाएगी जो मैंने अभी डिफाइन किया है. आई हैव टू जस्ट क्लिक एक्सपोर्ट ओवर हियर, एक क्लिक एंड इट इज डन. नाउ आई एम मिनिमाइजिंग इट. कैन यू सी दिस फोल्डर ओवर हियर फॉर द डेस्कटॉप?
Yeah.
When I double click, you can see वो same file is now just a second because I'm using multiple screens. That is the reason it has come to my other screen. Yeah, I'm bringing it over here. Now can you see the same file is now exported over here? One JPG. If I open it and show it to you, I'm just going through some. Yeah. So this is a low quality one.
Okay.
This is high quality one. This is a PDF file format. This is a PDF file format.
Yeah.
And the last is PNG. So now once you have exported, you can easily use this wherever you want. You can simply copy from here and you can put it in the mailer and wherever you want.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay.